Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, look, when we look at a map, it's pretty easy to just think of our planet as this fixed, totally predictable place, right? But the reality? It is packed with dynamic, completely bizarre, and absolutely mind-boggling extremes that you probably never learned about in school. We're going to dive into facts so strange, they'll completely challenge everything you learned in geography class and leave you looking at the globe in a totally new way.
So what if everything you thought you knew about our planet was actually missing the best, most fascinating parts? Today, we're setting the stage for a seriously mind-bending journey. Forget the basic capitals and borders. We are looking at the impossible anomalies, the hidden giants, and the geographical mysteries that will make you question that simple blue and green sphere we all grew up spinning in the classroom.
Let's kick things off with our first theme, Earth's hidden extremes.
Picture this. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon, there hides a river of sheer deadliness, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That is dangerously close to the boiling point. We're talking about a river that flows for nearly 4 miles straight through the thick jungle, and it gets so incredibly hot that any animal unlucky enough to fall in, literally cooked alive. I mean, it sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie, but one brave geologist actually risked his life to hike into the Amazon just to prove this river is real.
This river, the Shinaitzunpishka, gets down to nearly 15 feet deep. But here's the crazy part, the real puzzle. There is no volcano for 400 meters in any direction. So how on earth does a river literally boil in the middle of the jungle? Well, it turns out the heat actually comes from geothermal springs deep underground. They push boiling water up through fault lines, creating this deadly river right on the surface. It's basically a perfect storm of geological pressure releasing exactly where you'd least expect it.
Now, speaking of extremes, let's talk about sheer, unimaginable scale. Take a look at this comparison. Russia covers roughly 17 million square kilometers. That makes it literally larger than the entire surface area of Pluto, which clocks in at about 16.6 million square kilometers. Think about that for a second. You could take an entire dwarf planet, plop it right on top of Russia, and it still wouldn't cover the whole country. Russia spans 11 time zones. It's so massive you could fit the United States inside it almost twice.
And you know, Russia's massive scale totally applies to its water too. We're looking at ancient Lake Baikal, which holds a full fifth, 20% of the world's entire freshwater supply. Just one single body of water. It's 1,642 meters deep and roughly 25 million years old. To put that into perspective, it's so incredibly vast that if you drained it completely, all the rivers on Earth would need a full year just to fill it back up. Oh, and the water is so pure, you can literally drink it straight from the lake.
But hey, not all massive landmasses are visible on your standard classroom globe. Take Zealandia. This is a literal lost continent twice the size of India, and it's just been hiding in plain sight beneath the Pacific Ocean. Because 94% of this massive land is completely submerged, with only New Zealand and New Caledonia peeking up above the waves, it actually took until 2017 for scientists to officially categorize it. It broke away from Australia around 85 million years ago and just slowly, quietly sank beneath the waves.
Moving right along to theme number 2, bizarre human geography.
You see, geography doesn't just dictate landscapes, it dictates exactly where humanity can actually survive. Get this, nearly 90% of Earth's 8 billion people are intensely squeezed north of the equator. That's roughly 6.57 billion people all packed into the upper half of the globe. This massive demographic squeeze happens mainly because of larger land masses and more temperate climates up north, which leaves massive stretches of the southern hemisphere virtually uninhabited.
Now contrast that intense northern squeeze with the extreme isolation of Minowi, Nebraska. This is an entire town with a population of exactly 1. Elsie Eiler is the sole resident. And because she's the only one there, she's the town's mayor, the librarian, and the bartender all at the same time. She runs the only business, signs her own liquor licenses, and literally holds solo town meetings. It's a real, officially recognized one-woman government.
All right, from extreme isolation, let's look at extreme proximity. Up in Whittier, Alaska, almost all 200 of the town's residents live, work, and sleep inside a single 14-story building. It was actually originally built as a World War II military barracks. Inside this one structure, you've got a post office, a grocery store, a school, a church, and a medical clinic. The whole shebang, all under one roof. And why? Well, because Alaskan winters are so brutal, some residents actually go for weeks without ever stepping foot outside. And this kind of clustering creates an incredible population paradox. Just look at California, a single US state packed with about 39 million people. That pretty much matches the entire massive country of Canada, which sits at around 40 million. So despite Canada's absolute immensity, its population is equal to just one tight little slice of the American West Coast. It really puts into perspective how densely packed our modern living situations can truly be.
Then you have human geography that spans entire continents on a standard daily commute. Istanbul is the ultimate dual-continent city. It straddles 2 continents, with the Bosphorus Strait dividing the city right down the middle. Every single day, thousands of people use bridges and ferries to literally commute between Europe and Asia. It's just like crossing a normal street for them. It's been this absolutely crucial link between East and West for over 2,000 years.
And that brings us to our final section. Theme 3, Nature's Mind-Bending Illusions.
If you ever take a flight over the coast of Mauritius, you'll look down and see what looks like an absolutely terrifying underwater abyss. But here's the catch. It is not a waterfall at all. It's a stunning visual trick created by ocean currents. This massive optical illusion is caused by heavy deposits of sand and silt being swept right off a steep ocean shelf drop-off into much deeper waters. From above, it seriously looks exactly like the ocean itself is just plunging into a giant hole.
And sometimes nature just flat out defies gravity. Take the Faroe Islands. When these fierce coastal storms roll in, the hurricane-force winds actually blast the water back up into the sky. So instead of falling down, the waterfall goes up, turning into this massive rising mist. It is this incredibly dramatic result of sheer atmospheric power, completely reversing the direction of falling water. I mean, it's got to be one of the most unforgettable sights on Earth.
Or take the famous sailing stones of Death Valley. For years, people were scratching their heads, totally unable to figure out why these rocks, weighing hundreds of pounds, were just moving across the desert floor all by themselves, leaving perfectly straight trails behind them. Well, it turns out it's just a perfect geographical recipe. Under very specific conditions, these rare paper-thin ice sheets form on the desert floor overnight. Then, when the morning wind hits perfectly, it just pushes those heavy stones right across the slick, melting ice. Mystery solved.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's hit a rapid-fire rundown of a few more amazing anomalies. First up, Antarctica. With an average temperature of -49 degrees Celsius, it is the only continent on Earth that is 100% completely snake-free. Next, get this. There are sand dunes around the world that literally sing or hum when you disturb them. As dry grains slide down at just the right angles, they produce musical tones you can actually hear for miles. And finally, the Four Corners Monument in the US. Surveyed way back in 1868, it's the only place on Earth where you can put a hand or foot in 4 states: Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah, all at the exact same time. So from hidden continents to boiling rivers and giant optical illusions in the ocean, I think it's safe to say our planet is way stranger than we usually give it credit for. So what does this all mean for you? Well, I want to know, which of these geographical anomalies shattered your reality the most? Was it the vertical city in Alaska? Or maybe the fact that Russia easily dwarfs Pluto? Let that sink in, and remember to stay curious about this bizarre planet of ours, because we have really only just scratched the surface of its hidden secrets. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.